Curry was off in game 5, to say the least.
Yeah.
He didn't hit a 3 in a game for the first time since November 2018. And I think the double standard is crazy because I saw this little graphic of, they say Curry has no help, and they said LeBron had no help in, was it 2018?
Yes.
But when you compare the numbers to LeBron's no help teammates to
course,
Curry's no help teammates, it's a drastic difference. And it's like he's got no help, but he was carried last night.
Well, so that's the thing. That's what's frustrating to me is, listen, they won, so he shouldn't get criticized that much. That's how we always do it. Right. If they had lost and he had played poorly, he'd be getting crushed this morning. But they won, so we can overlook the fact that it was that was his 5th career really bad finals game. And LeBron hasn't had a really bad finals game since 2011. He's been to 8 finals since then, but we still bring it up. Durant, to his credit, has never had a really bad finals game.
Right.
Giannis, now he's only been there for 6 games. Giannis never had a bad finals game. Steph, and what's also unbelievable is this was Steph's 5th career, and by really bad, I mean game score in the single digits per Basketball Reference. 5th time it's happened. They're 3-2 in those games. Now, everyone knew that Steph had a ton of help before this year. And I do think Steph is carrying this team offensively through giant stretches. When the games when Clay is off, they have no one else that's a reliable scorer. And his gravity alone obviously makes them a dangerous offense. But Van Gundy compared them to the 2018 Cavs. The 2018 Cavs, LeBron had to score 48 times that playoff run. We wanted to throw Steph a parade for scoring 40 once in the finals. There was a game against the Warriors, game 1 of the finals, where LeBron scored 51, 8, and 8, and they lost.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That is the frustrating thing for me with Steph, is because I won't call him top 10 all time. I'm a hater. Here's the spoiler alert. I don't think anyone actually thinks he's top 10. I think they just like to say it. Because, and I've done this before, but I'll do it again quickly. No order here. But if you have Kareem, LeBron, and Jordan as 3, Wilt and Russell, Bird and Magic, Kobe and Duncan, and then Shaq and Hakeem, that's 11 guys. So for Steph to be top 10, you got to be picking 2 of those guys that he's better than. I don't think anyone actually thinks that.
Right.
And I'll give him the nod over KD, give him the nod over Giannis. Even in that example, I gave him the nod over Dr. J, which is very borderline right now. But people just say these things. Just like I'm telling you, I guarantee you, if Steph is bad in game 6 or even just mediocre, do you know what will immediately be discussed?
His foot injury?
Yes. As if we didn't see game 4.
Right.
It's a weird thing. Hell, Bill Simmons on his podcast today, and he's a Celtics fan, said, well, you got to wonder if Steph's injured. Like, no, he just sometimes is bad. He is the greatest shooter ever, but because he is such a high, oh my goodness, the volume, thank you, I couldn't think of the word. High volume 3-point shooter, he's going to be susceptible to these bad games that guys who consistently drive and attack the basket are not, because he's not going to get as many free throws. He's not going to get as many easy looks. I just don't know why we need to. He's one of the greatest players in the history of the game. He's one of the most important players in the history of the game.
In the NBA.
Yeah, I don't know why we need to embellish when the truth tells a good enough story. All right, what's next?
Jayson Tatum was very frustrating has been very frustrating to watch.
Yeah.
He's either on fire or airballing threes or a little coming up short on layups.
Yep.
He's now 5 for 21 in the 4th quarter.
That's the problem. But go ahead.
Is he tired? Is he too passive? What's going on here?
Listen, I think he's 24 years old and he's in his first finals.
Yeah.
And I think how many times have I said you while we're watching the game, moment's a little big for him?
A few.
And it's the only thing he seems comfortable doing
is contested threes.
Yes, absolutely right. Step back threes and contested threes, he seems comfortable. He seems uneasy driving. He seems uneasy dribbling. Defensively, he's been good. I'll give him credit. And he's finding a way to impact the game. This is why I think this is what superstars do. Even when they're not playing well, they impact the game. So he's not playing well, but he's still giving you 23, 7, and 7. Now, the turnovers are bad, but Jaylen Brown's been worse to me handling the ball. Jaylen Brown was a huge problem in Game 5. But here's the other thing for Tatum that I find so fascinating. If you were to ask a casual fan, when you say Jayson Tatum highlight, what is the play you think of? I don't know if one specific moment comes to your mind, but I think for most people it is.
It's the layup.
You're talking about the layup against the Nets. That's from this year. But one highlight, it's the dunk over LeBron as a rookie in the Eastern Conference Finals. And the flex and the bump LeBron, the whole thing. I say that, and then let me ask you this. When's the last time you remember Jayson Tatum dunking?
He has not dunked.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's like he is around the basket uneasy and unsure.
Yeah.
And it's really affecting him. Now, that's one of the reasons why I think the Celtics are live is we saw him have some struggles in round 2 against Giannis. And then in Game 6 on the road, not at home, but on the road, had the best game of his life. I don't think they need 46 from Jayson Tatum to win. But what I do think is this, and this is why I still am holding out a little, more than a little hope for that Boston can win this. We know, or I feel like we know, Steph can score 35 and the Warriors could still lose.
Yeah.
I think if Tatum scores 35, the Celtics absolutely win. Because I do trust the rest of the cast, even though they haven't played up to that level. All right, quickly, because we're out of time. What's last?
Next podcast is out Friday after Game 6. Hopefully, we're previewing Game 7. Obviously, I'm with the Celtics, but I need to hear a verbal.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm picking the Celtics in Game 6. In fact, I want to check. What do you think the line is? I guarantee the Celtics are favored. I'll tell you that, but I haven't looked yet. What do you think the Celtics are favored by? How many points? Last night, the Warriors were favored by 4. It is Boston by 3.5.
3.5?
Boston by 3.5. I like Boston in Game 6. We'll see. We'll have a Game 7 in San Francisco. Ooh, that'd be crazy. The Warriors lose 2 Game 7s in their own building during this dynastic run. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.